hindering you to receiving love. Now, to just give you a little bit of heads up about the infinity healing modality, I'm just going to go in and ground everyone first, and then I'm going to activate the infinity healing energetic template. Now, what this is it's just a download of pure source energy, and what it does is it will target and locate where in your energy field you're holding these energies together, and it will work to clear them. It will target and locate them and clear them until you experience the maximum shift. Now, what I'm going to do in just a moment is I will ask you a series of questions or prompts, and if you would like to receive the healing, simply say yes. And even if you don't feel it pertains to you, you can go ahead and say yes anyway, because the great thing about infinity healing is that your higher self will filter out anything that you don't really need. So there's really no way to do this wrong. So if you would like to receive the healing, just simply say yes, and that energy will be downloaded to you. So if everyone's ready, we can go ahead and begin. I just want everyone to get comfortable, and I will do that as well. And just close your eyes. And let's just start to take some conscious belly breaths. Just pulling in that pure life force and allowing it to charge and oxygenate the cells in the body. And breathe it into the chakras. And every in-breath, just allow yourself to become fully relaxed, open and receptive. And every out-breath, just breathe out all of the cares of the day, whatever happened, all the stories of the day. Just let that go, just like a child's balloon drifting away in the summer sky. And return your attention to the breath. Now, on this next in-breath, I'd like you to just hold the intention to ground your energy and your light. And then on the next exhalation, send that energy through the body, through the legs, through the foot chakras at the bottom of the feet, through the house or the apartment that you might be in right now, and into the ground, just allowing it to anchor in just like the roots of a tree. And take a moment to feel yourself ground and stabilize. I'm also bringing in shielding around the group that's on the call right now, and just for you to keep in mind that these energies will work whether you're listening live or on the replay, because everything is happening in the now moment. And just take a moment to really feel yourself grounded and just fully relaxed while I activate the Infinity Healing Energetic Template. And just remember, if you would like to receive the healing that's embedded in every prompt, simply say yes. Would you like to receive an infinity healing to clear everything in the way of you receiving the maximum during this clearing?
Yes.
And just say yes if you want that. And take a deep breath. And would you like to receive an infinity healing to clear anything in the way of you releasing the maximum during this call?
Yes.
And if there is any part of you that is interfering with, sabotaging, or doesn't understand, or is otherwise interfering with you releasing or receiving the maximum, would you like to receive a process that gently moves those parts of you aside, helps them to understand what is happening from the highest possible perspective so that all aspects of you can be on board and congruent with you receiving and releasing the maximum?
Yes.
Okay, and deep breath. And would you like to receive an infinity healing to clear any imprinting from past disappointments and in all ways that has closed up your heart chakra to giving and receiving love freely?
Yes.
And take a deep breath. And would you also like to receive an infinity healing to clear any ways in which you expect to be disappointed, dismantling that program from its original core wound?
Yes.
And take a deep breath and release. Would you like to receive an infinity healing to clear any pain or trauma around your inner child and throughout all aspects of your being from any rejection that you've experienced throughout all space, time, and dimension?
Yes.
And deep breath. And would you like to receive a reset and a cleansing of your heart chakra to clear out any heart armor or heart walls that are lodged in and around your heart chakra so that the love and energy may flow freely in and out of your heart chakra?
Yes.
And breathe, everyone. And would you like to receive a healing on behalf of your inner child for any beliefs that she took on from watching your parents' marriage and all ways in which that set her or him up with illusionary programming about love and what love really is, and all ways in which that hinders you from opening up to true and joyful and abundant love?
Yes.
And take a deep breath here. And would you like to receive an infinity healing to clear any hidden pain or trauma on behalf of your inner child in any ways that your parents did not provide for you the love that he or she truly needed, and in all ways in which that is negatively influencing your ability to receive and give love freely in your relationship?
Yes.
And take a deep breath. And would you like to receive an infinity healing that you might know in all ways that it is safe to be loved, that you are loved and lovable, and have this be your new energetic set point?
Yes.
And breathe. And I'm now going to activate the autopilot command, and what this will do is it will activate and run a run until done activation where these energies will continue to work on, in, and through you until you experience the maximum shift. And if you would like to receive that, simply say yes.
Yes.
And so it is. Take a deep breath. And I'm now just going to go silent for about 30 seconds to a minute while we integrate these energies. Now, while we're doing this, I've been directed to guide you to the Tor in Glastonbury. The Tor is the heart chakra of the planet. There are many heart chakras in the planet, different major and minor vortices and portals, but there's 7 chakras on the planet, just like we have 7 energy centers in our bodies. And the Tor in Glastonbury in the UK is the heart chakra of the planet, and there's lots of energies from the Magdalene and the Christ there, and I won't get into that a whole lot right now, but I want to connect to the energy vortex that's at the heart chakra of Gaia and bring in love energy from Gaia, from that energy center that's there, and just activate and just run this energy through everyone's heart chakra to help open it up. So while you're breathing, I'm just bringing that energy in, and we're just going to connect to the energies of the Tor. And you can just breathe here, and I'll call you back to the present moment when we're done. And everyone can come back from wherever you went during that time. And take a deep breath, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And how are you doing there, Rich?
I'm doing great. I really felt a lot of energy through the whole process.
Good. And what you'll find with this healing is that for many of you, you'll have a few days of purging, and that's just, you might have some vivid dreams, maybe some childhood memories come up, maybe some, memories from the past coming up, some vivid dreams. You may experience some sensations in your chakras, and that's just all of that energy that's coming up to be cleared. And after a couple of days, once the purging phase is gone, that's when you start to see the shift in how you see yourself, how you perceive your world, and how you're perceived in it, and the types of things that you start to attract and draw to your life. And that's the magic of how infinity healing works. So I do encourage everyone to drink a lot of water, because that also helps to flush that energy out, and to just be mindful of the shifts and the changes that you see happening for you.
Sonja?
Yes, I'm still here.
You've written a book called Stand, 5 Effective Keys to Transform a Twin Flame Separation. Can you tell us about that book?
Yes. STAND is an acronym for 5 keys that were given to me when I was going through a dark night of the soul within my own union. And by implementing these 5 keys, I was able to move through the situation and reconnect with my twin flame. So they were very powerful and effective for me. So I wrote STAND to assist and help others in twin flame unions that were in a space of separation, and how to really move into a space of trust and surrender. And really, that's the acronym is surrender, trust. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I'm still wonky from the process.
Surrender, trust.
Surrender, trust, assist your twin energetically. Now do you, and that's just focusing on yourself, and do what brings you joy. And those are the 5 STAND keys. And even if your twin flame is not with you, and that's the illusion right there. Because you're connected spiritually, your twin flame is always with you. There's no way that you can be separated energetically. You're just connected and you're one. But, when we do come together with our twin and there's that time of separation, whether it's because they're running or because, it is time to just move in separate directions so that we can both learn and grow apart from each other, there's different ways that we can move through that process with grace and ease and hold energetic space for them while they're in their hero's journey going through whatever they're going through, and learn to shift our frequency out of that state of desperation, which creates that sort of opposing force and that sort of push away energy, so that we can move back into alignment with ourselves and to help clear ourselves and move into those frequencies that will assist us in being more receptive to the highest expression of the union. So I wrote that really with a lot of twins who are in a state of pain and suffering because they were in a place of separation. Maybe their twin flame was with somebody else, or there were other dynamics going on, so that they could really move back to their calm center and remember that, love is the only thing that's real and all else is illusion. And the STAND keys really help us to move back to that and hold that space so that we can work on ourselves, so that when they do return, which is always inevitable, we can be in a higher space and we can help them through our prayers and sending them love and light to move into a higher space, so that when we do come back together, there's more harmony and we're able to move on to the next level. So I wrote the STAND keys, and I wrote that there's different exercises in there that are very helpful for empaths in clearing the projections of other people and allowing emotional energy to move past you, because one of the traits that I didn't mention before is being able to feel your twin's emotional energy. And many twin flames can feel what their twin is feeling, and they can feel their pains and when they're sick, and they're just very connected like that. So sometimes if their twin is really suffering, if they're in a deep depression or deep sadness or sorrow, sometimes it can throw us off kilter because we feel that so deeply. So it shows how to process that so that we're not getting pulled into different emotional energy frequency bands that don't really serve us, and to help us and to help them to energetically process that too, even if we're not physically together. So I wrote STAND with twin flames that were really going through a tough time because, their twin flames were rejecting them, and and really to just remind them that everything that they see happening in their union is a reflection of something that's going on within them. It's sort of like an alarm going off within them to show them places within themselves that are being reflected back in their twin flames, so that if we can return back to that and open to what Spirit is showing us about us and help to shift that, it automatically shifts the union. And those are just some of the things that I do teach in the book.
Sonja, earlier in the show, you mentioned that many people are returning for their final incarnation this time. Do you think that's because of the acceleration toward 5D? Is that part of it?
That's exactly what it is. And most twin flames I've found are those who are already on the spiritual path, those who know that they're here for a purpose and a reason, those who are working on their ascension, more often than not are in twin flame unions. And the interesting thing, though, is that many of them, their twin flames are not awakened, and that is also a source of a lot of running and a lot of conflict between the twin flames, because one of them is really kind of holding it down energetically, and the other one is still very anchored in 3D. And more often than not, in those cases, the more awakened twin is really being called to step into their own power and help to shift things for the union. So it's really sort of, helping us to find out what we're truly made of. But that is exactly what it is that twin flames, the energy that they emanate when they do come together, does help to anchor light wherever, they happen to be. It does help to accelerate the ascension of the planet, and they really serve as, dual lightning rods to anchor that energy onto the earth grids. And, they do this automatically without even trying. It's just the nature of the union, especially as they start to move into mission. But it's the very nature of the union to help accelerate things here on the planet.
Sonja, what advice would you have for anyone hoping to find their twin flame but they haven't?
I think my advice for anyone who is hoping to find their twin flame but haven't already is to know that really any relationship that you have can be a twin flame union if we do open up to allowing ourselves to learn and grow from that relationship, looking in the sacred mirror that the other person provides. Because even when we're not with our twin flames, the reactions that we do get from other people and dynamics that happen in our other relationships do help us to see, places within us where we can learn or change or shift or grow. So every relationship can be sacred if we make it so. Not everybody is being called to be with their twin flame. I do find that if it's something that strongly resonates with you and Spirit tends to bring that information in front of you and it feels expansive and joyful for you, then you're probably very likely to meet your twin flame in this lifetime, because we do draw to our lives that which is for us. So, just the desire to and the interest to and just feeling it resonate as something that resonates for you is a strong indicator that you will. But the thing that you can do is just continue to work on your own process, continue to open your heart to love. You can send love out to your twin flame, to send it from your heart chakra, your signal out there, and they'll feel it and they'll tune into it and start moving closer to you. But I think the most important thing is to really work on loving yourself, because it all comes back to self-love. If we work on ourselves, work toward loving ourselves, then we can attract and bring somebody to us, too, that will mirror that love to us. So that's the most important thing that we can do.